Just sent you some buff animals.
Right, recording it.
Alright, just look at these buff animals. Right, okay, ignore the buff animals. We're good to go. Ryan's tempting me with buff animals.
I like the fox ones. Well good.
Yeah.
And the
Buff
cat's
cat,
pretty good.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
I've not seen a chihuahua one before then.
So, I was about to start.
Have a
now.
look. Look at the buff animals.
Come on, then. Let's have a look at the buff animals. Alright, the chihuahua is fucking at hand.
The fox one's beanie arms.
Really hedgehogs.
Welcome to Shart Select.
Right, okay. Are we ready? Simmer down in the class, everyone. Welcome to Shart Select, recorded on location from the shed at the bottom of the Wizard's Tower. This episode is sponsored by Mud Crab Mayonnaise. Awful creatures, excellent condiments. Yeah, thanks for that, Master Fenric. Welcome
Does
to
he
the
have to come into the podcast every time to introduce us?
Yeah, I thought he couldn't send us a recording, like.
No.
Why does he literally have to come into the podcast as well?
Yeah, someone's got to clean that up now. I think he enjoys doing these little intros so much he just fucking ectoplasms all over the floor. Next level, isn't it? I was lost for words. I was lost for words there. I was like, ectoplasms? Anyway.
Try and lock the door next time. We need to go out and actually try and make shit.
There is a problem.
A lock.
He's 100 for lock.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he'll just fucking burst through there.
He's got the skeleton lock where you can just keep pressing force lock, like.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's got. So,
Yeah.
fuck. You think he got it off Colin Farrell, the Rogue? Anyway, welcome to the podcast. Thank you, Fenric. I am Winstall, and I am joined by Stu
Oh, yeah.
and Ryan.
Hiya. Hello.
And we are a weekly gaming podcast recorded under orders from a bunch of worryingly bizarre wizards who live in a firm, satisfyingly rigid tower. If you enjoy the show, please don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever bloody service you use so that we can reach more unfortunate people. If you'd like to contact us with any ideas, feedback, or just for a chat, then we can be reached at Shart Select Pod on Twitter and all other socials. Pardon me. We also have a Patreon at www.patreon.com/Shart Select, where you can pledge to gain access to the extra drip tray episodes, along with various other gubbins. We're also back on YouTube now. Our channel is once again back in action, and all of Season 5 so far is up on there.
Nice.
So if you don't like podcast apps and you think they're for nerds, you can watch it on YouTube. It's better than watching people play Fall Guys and screaming at horror games, isn't it? This has some original content. Anyway, yeah. Welcome to Shart Select. And this episode is a very special episode.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying Shart Select have made the fucking big time, but maybe we have. Why don't one of you guys explain who we've got on and how we got older than we using magic?
I heard it was a raven that we sent out.
Yeah, like in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Yeah.
And who is it, Stu? Who are we luring in with a raven?
Twitter bird.
Yeah.
Hey, up.
Sorry, I just punched the mic.
What mic? Do you mean the crystal ball?
Yeah.
Oh, don't push the crystal ball, Ryan. So, Stu, who've we got?
Emmett LaFave.
Emmett LaFave of the LaFave Brothers fame. Famous on YouTube and throughout the land for their excellent skits on the Elder Scrolls, as well as Let's Plays of the Elder Scrolls and various other games. Emmett is also an accomplished musicione, or musician as they call them in the normal world. So I'm looking forward to the interview later in the podcast where we spoke to him and learned all about his facts and things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm out of words a bit now. I was just I was playing for time.
Spitballing, weren't you?
Just spitballing. I'm just shooting the breeze, shooting the shit. But yeah. So, you looking forward to that, guys?
Yeah, we've been to the semi-corral and shot shit with Symington Corralman.
I asked him if he wanted to shoot the shit, and he took me outside with a Colt revolver.
Yeah, it makes you shoot shit.
Yeah, we went to the toilet, so we shot some shit, and it went. Obviously, the toilet exploded, shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And the guy in the glory hole next door was complaining because he had shit all on his knees. It's like, God damn it, I can't work in these conditions. And then he burst out and stormed out the room. His beard was very crusty. Don't know why. He must have been eating something with a lot of mayonnaise.
I've seen a prospector go in there now and again.
Oh, he loves it in there. He's going, no, Willie, now, boy. Like that.
He's got no teeth. I think everyone prefers him.
Yeah, he's got like one old tooth in his head that looks like a grave.
Gum job.
Give him a good gumming.
Yeah.
it makes a nice seal, I think, is the reason, isn't it?
There's no whistling through the gaps in the teeth.
Oh, for fuck's sake, we're off already. so that when he punched down on top of his head, it doesn't do any damage.
Fucking hell, I reckon Emmett LaFave's going to be complaining. He'll listen to this bit and then go, fuck.
Yeah, what have I
What's all
signed up
this?
for? These guys are awful. Listen, Emmett, the wizards put us up to it. You know what they're like? They live up in the tower, making us do all their dirty work.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they have no intention of meeting him. They just want us to do all the dirty work, as usual. Go and talk to this man. He's off the YouTubes. Have you seen Master Fenric's uploaded loads of stuff to YouTube for us?
Yeah, yes, yeah. You just said it's all up to date.
Yeah, because Master Fenric did it. But he's not got a computer. I think he did it using magic. Apparently the spell takes 17 hours to do, right? You just fucking use a computer. What a prick. Anyway, I mean, I suppose it's not a surprise that Master Fenric's a loser. Don't tell him I said that. But you know what is a surprise, Stu?
No.
Do you not?
No.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. In the style of a song, I suppose.
Go on then.
Some people hear his monotonous voice. They hear it and they cries because he is the sexiest man delivering Ryan's surprise. Is that good?
Yeah, I'll do.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm trying to get back into it after all these years.
So it's time. It's a game.
I love games.
I'm going to play Ryan's Stolen Surprise.
Dun, dun, dun. Did you use the heist team to steal it?
I did, yeah.
Where
What they
steal
did,
it from?
I got a load of them directional mics, and we were listening to Pixie Podcast's most recent episode.
So you pointed towards Cornwall.
Yeah, and he did an episode and it had a certain surprise in it. So I stole it. Because it's pretty good, and I thought, credit's where credit's due. We're gonna reenact it.
Is it Guess the Castle?
No. But technically, his name is Ryan as well, so it's still Ryan's surprise.
So through the
So
league,
thanks, Pixie.
through the League of Ryans,
Yep.
you're allowed to steal this
Yeah.
because you are a gestalt organism like a hive mind.
Yeah.
You're like the Tyranids.
It's I'm going to give you some names, and you're going to impersonate them.
Oh yeah, sick.
I know. That's what I thought. I thought, this is fucking sick. So I
do it.
stole it, and then
Do it, bro.
kept some similar, but added some other ones as well.
Do we both do the impression and then you judge the best one?
Yeah, I might have a go as well, though.
Sick. Let's do it, man.
Yeah. So the first one.
I went a bit. Yeah. Oh, sick.
All right. So the first one.
Do I get a point for impersonating him?
Yeah.
No, oh, yeah.
1-0 to Stu now.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. That's good steal. I'll take that.
Anyway, right. So first one, Commander Shepard.
Oh. I feel Stu's got to have the advantage on this.
Do you have to buzz in or what?
Stu's
How's it
got
work?
Oh,
to.
Stu, let's hear yours. Quite a difficult one.
How about goodbye?
That was quite good.
That was quite good. Yeah.
Shall we do mine?
Yeah.
Come on, Jacob. You know who your real dad is. Just shoot him. Come back to the Normandy and let's have some birthday cake.
Oh yeah, should have gone with the Saints Row guy voice, shouldn't I?
That's Saints Row guy, but
It's not. Dad Shepherd.
that's Shepard. Okay. I was hoping one of you'd go, I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favourite podcast in the universe.
I nearly did, but I was like, no. I'm going to go with Dad Shepherd here.
Okay, so I'm going to have to give that one to Craig.
Yes!
Ooh,
Oh no, he's very loud.
Sorry. I'll
people
tone
are
it
in
down.
bed.
I know, yeah.
I know, I'm sorry. I got
They're
excited.
recording late at night. I've never been
got
up this late before.
Yeah, the wizards. We don't wake up the wizards, do
And he's
we?
there going, yes, at the top of his
I
voice.
got
Fuck.
excited. It's
Wake
a
the
good
dummy
game.
thick man up.
Right, next one.
Yeah, true.
Next one. Captain Price.
Who's going first?
It's Stu again, yeah.
Okay. Bravo 6, going dark.
Oh, that was
That's
good.
That's good, yeah.
That was good. I'll go for a Modern Warfare 2 loading screen for me. History is written by the victors.
Yeah.
What kind of name is soap, anyway?
Oh, we're all good at that one. That was good. We can all be Captain Price, don't we?
I'm giving it to me. Sorry, Stu takes that one again.
Yeah.
It's very good,
Stu
very
takes
good
that
with
one.
his
I think he
breathy
did.
take there.
That was good. It was very breathy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Captain Price was having a wank whilst he was going
So
down.
next
It was
one,
good.
Pac-Man.
Let's go first.
I got
Stu again, innit?
that's Pac-Man from the Cards Against Humanity card. Pac-Man guzzling cum.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Mine would be walk.
You missed off the end.
My bad.
I'll have to give that one to Craig on that one because for the original one, Stu's
baby.
gone a bit over the top with the Cards Against Humanity. Although it fits with our podcast.
Yes, maybe it does. It's like a windmill full of corpses.
Next one, Garrus.
Oh, shit. Garrus is a tough one.
I can't even remember what his fucking voice goes like.
Yeah, it's a tough one there.
I'm too busy calibrating this engine to go and kill people, Master Shepherd.
Hang on. Well, this engine isn't going to calibrate itself.
This rabbit hutch ain't gonna build itself.
I have complicated issues with authority. Urgh. That's my Garrus impression.
We both suck. No one's getting a point for that one.
It's fair.
Next one, the Adoring Fan.
Oh, shit.
I can't remember how his voice goes or what he fucking says now, which is not good considering what this episode's going to be about. Oh, you're the champion. Can I suck your willy?
That was good.
That's good, yeah.
There you go. Yes, I'm an adoring fan. My hair looks like ice cream.
Taste it. It's lemon flavoured.
Lick me, daddy.
Oh, I'll have to give that one to Craig on that one. It was very close, though.
It was neck and neck, that one.
Yeah. Next one.
Geob.
Oh, shit.
Quiet. The guards are coming. We've arrived. I've gone to Captain Price. Going dark.
My name's Jabroni. We're going to Morrowind. Look out for the guy that says, yes.
So, you're finally awake. Not even last night's
Hey!
Not even last night's storm could wake you.
Ryan choked there. Yeah. Choked like Eminem in 8 Mile.
Quiet. Here comes the guards. I always want to go, quiet.
The
The guards are coming.
For you.
Oh, I should have added him, shouldn't I? I might have
Phelan.
to throw him in a minute.
We've just done it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Not in an official capacity.
Geo, by the way.
Yeah, it's fair. I thought he did send to Captain Price at the end there.
I know, but but you went really high pitched. So.
I did. I was trying to laugh.
Next one, it's Batman.
I'm Batman. Put me. No, I'm Batman. My parents are dead. Edgelord.
It doesn't say.
He doesn't say
does all the
edgelord. You have to convey that with his
He
attitude.
says it all the time.
No, he
No,
doesn't.
but you have to
does.
You have to bring that across in your acting. You can't just say that.
You can't just go.
I'm cross.
I'm
I'm very cross.
Do you not remember in Arkham City where he says to the Joker, ooh, edgelord, ooh, and Joker's like, ooh, calm down, edgelord, like that. Yeah. And then they fuck each other. You don't remember that bit?
No.
Must have been a secret cutscene. Did you do the secret mission?
Yeah.
You have to press X 9 times to unlock it in the menu, and you go and fuck the Joker, and he says, edgelord. Still get it.
No. Next one. It's everyone's favourite gunslinger from the West. It's Arthur Morgan.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I don't know, Dutch.
Here's a good boy. Hey there, mister.
That's a good boy.
Yeah, it's boy.
Boy.
That's a good boy.
Hey there, mister.
Whenever you got a female horse, did you kill it and get a male horse so they can go boy?
Arthur Morgan
I
did not
fucking did.
kill or abandon horses.
I got rid of all
He's
the
a good
female
man.
horses.
He's a man of nature.
Got rid of the female horses.
That's because
Yeah, because it's not the same. It goes, that's a good girl. That's
No,
good, boy.
it's because you wanted to watch their realistically rendered bollocks flopping about as they ran, just admit it.
Did you watch them change shape when you go to warmer and colder climates?
I remember that in the initial write-up. Oh my god, why are Rockstar wasting time on this? It's like, who cares? It's realistic horseball physics.
Yeah. Let's say one more Arthur Morgan from you both.
I'm going to stick with, hey there, mister!
That's a good boy.
Both good. Both good.
Might have to be a draw, this one.
Yeah, it's a draw, that one.
And I've just come up with a new feature which I have to introduce. It's only a short piece. Don't worry.
Right,
I've got a
okay,
new
we're not
feature.
finished yet.
No, I'm just telling you. That's
So,
a good idea.
next
I'm proud
one.
of it.
This was, it's Chewbacca.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I can't do Chewbacca. You know I can't do Chewbacca.
I know you can't. He's all that can do it.
Hello, I'm Chewbacca. That's fine.
Oh, you cop out. I'll give that to Stu then, because that was
Fair.
awful, Craig.
It's fair.
It needs to be more.
I can't,
like that.
I can't do a Chewie impression. It's not possible.
What would a seductive Chewie sound like, right?
Ooh.
And then it'd just be
Chewie.
a slap of a big dick on the table.
Chewie, no, she's a princess. You can't do that.
Finally, last one. It's an Imperial Guard.
Oh, shit.
Skyrim or Oblivion, it's up to you.
Hold, thief. You violated the law. Your goods are now forfeit.
Then pay with your blood.
Halt, I'm an Imperial Guard. My name's Hieronymus Lex, and I shall have been the Grey Fox.
Nobody says, I'm an Imperial Guard.
Yes, they do. What if you're new to the area? You might not know who he is. Like, who's this fucking knight pestering me? Why is he getting right up in my grill? What's going on?
Why is he making angry faces at me?
Can you imagine how bad the world of Tamriel must be with COVID-19? How close people get to talk to you. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
fucking back off, mate. 2 meters. No one must have a conversation in this.
Have you
universe.
heard of the Dark Elf? Oh, the High Elves, sorry, innit?
Yeah.
High Elves.
Have you
Otherwise
heard
they're
of the High Elves?
Have you heard of the
It's
High
a
Elves?
danger, you see.
Don't be wasting all your impressions yet, boys.
Stay to the paths. It's
Yeah.
a danger, you see.
Yeah. If you have to travel, by the 9 divines, stay on the roads.
It's a danger, you see.
I liked it. I did like it in his Oblivion in Real Life 2 video when the danger comes out the port that goes that broke me. He's such a serious danger.
I'm giving that one to Stuart. Then.
It's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Stu's impressions game is better than he gives himself credit for.
Yeah. 7-4, Stu there.
Hey, well done.
The only reason why is because Craig either said who you were or said
Yeah,
said what kind of emotion you should be conveying. I mean, I don't have emotions, and
So
I could
you-
do better than that.
Yeah, you're right. I got too into trying to portray who they were in an obvious and blunt fashion. Yeah. I should have worn the mantle and become the character. Yeah. And gone, I'm Batman. Grumpy. But then I've done it again, you
Yeah,
see.
you've
I've
done it
explained the
again.
emotion. I've got, I need to go back to acting school, don't I? Right, okay. Well, Ryan, that was a fantastic surprise.
It was a good one. Yeah, thanks Ryan from Pixie Podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan, for the podcast.
It's
Thank
good
you
for anything. It's just stealing content.
Yeah, thank you for the League of Ryans for helping us with this wonderful
I know.
content.
Well, as I was saying to Craig pre-recording, he's copying us in a different way. That was tense, wasn't it?
Sense. Just let's go back to piano, wasn't it?
I know. Did you hear that then, Stu?
Yeah, no, it's me banging the arm.
No, it was very tense.
No, it was the haunted piano in the corner of the shed.
Yeah.
How that
He's
got
copying our style because he's now got 3 people on his podcast rather than just him. And
I hear he's got Spinstolf. Obviously, he's Ryan, and the other guy's called Spoo.
young Stu, is it? One? Young Stu and big Luke, not Craig. It's called something.
Big Luke Buck.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm worried it have like caused him some sort of PTSD. Oh, young Raptor seems to have imprinted himself on me.
yeah, he loved you.
No,
He was a big fan of your work, Stu.
Call himself young Stu from now on.
You'll see him he'll shave his head, grow a beard, and then just start walking around looking a bit confused. Become Stu. Right, okay. So, yeah, baby. Stu, is there anything you want to talk about, or can I introduce my tentative new feature?
yeah, do it.
All right. I've had an idea. It spans characters from all of pop culture, not just gaming. It's the League of Cool Uncles. Which is, it's like every time I watch a film or play a game, there's a character and I thought, God, he'd make a really cool uncle. I have to add them to my League of Cool Uncles. Kunkles. Yeah. The League of Kunkles. It's gonna. So my first one, obviously, because we never shut up about him on this podcast. Number one cool uncle I've added to the league is Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. I know what you're thinking, why would he be a cool uncle? Why don't you guys give me some reasons why he could be a cool uncle?
Because he takes you fishing.
He takes you fishing.
He's got guns.
He's got guns, so
Lets you ride on his horse with him.
He does sometimes. He complains a bit sometimes.
He'll call you a good boy.
He will. He's also got
He'll possibly give you his cowboy hat.
Oh, he might.
It was something else then.
Hey, whoa! He's a cool uncle, not a pervy uncle.
A noncy uncle.
He's got
Not nonsense.
he's got a lady.
They're noncles, they are.
Uncles. He's got an ex who could be,
We could play a game. It could be called Uncle or Noncle.
file them under Grunkle or Noncle.
Yeah.
Let's stick with Crunkles for now, but we can work Nonkles in later, I'm sure.
Yeah, sure. Fit them in, yeah.
Well, they might fit. Yeah, they might fit them in you. Stop. Enough of that now. Yeah, he's also got a lady friend that could be your auntie because he tries to get back with her and renounce his outlaw ways. And also, when he gets tuberculosis, he turns into a nice man and tries to help people if he's wronged.
You say tuberculosis?
Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis, that's the one, not tuberculosis. That's when you get a potato stuck in your throat. My only worry with him being a cool uncle is I think he hangs around with some nasty people like Dutch. I worry about that a bit. So yeah, Arthur Morgan is high up on the list of cool uncles. Do you guys agree with my judgment?
Yeah, make a good crunkle, don't he?
Certainly not an uncle.
No.
Well, join us next week with another thrilling episode of Cool Uncle or Nuncle.
Crunkle or Noncle.
Crunkle or Nuncle! Fucking hell. Everything gets corrupted, doesn't it? Everything gets corrupted. It's nothing sacred. Alright, fair enough. Is there anything else we want to talk about? We've got maybe like a few more minutes before the Wizards
you want to
kick us out.
Do you want to review a film?
I could do, but I thought I'd go with Crunkle or Nuncle instead. If you want to do so much,
Save
Stu.
the film for next week.
Yeah. If you want to do so much, Stu.
Why don't you add another Crunkle or Noncle then?
No,
We could steal something from Grief Burrito this time and do a weekly
could do.
recommend.
Just step out.
Oh yeah, do that then.
Second.
Why don't we do some Shart Select ASMR?
You know I've always
Just from the
from the early days.
But like,
Have you heard of the High Elves?
Yeah, but you could do
Hang on,
Dummy
I've
Thick
got an
Man.
idea.
Hi, Master Fenrir here. I hear you're looking for a good time. Sareth. Need you to collect the Skull of Shadows and get the Shantiri Crystal
Best not do the
from
impression.
Menelag.
No, he ditched Mendelak.
well, no.
Menelag died.
Spoiler.
Do a lip smacking Dummy Thick Man.
Guys, you're making me hard.
You don't know when they do that like weird thing with the nails, like.
Yeah. How would Tetris Man be?
Hello. It's just gonna.
Be right in the
I was just gonna go. Tris.
Hello. Oh, the mic's gone. I thought it's back on. Hello. I am dumb. No, I'm not Dummy Thick Man. I'm fucking Tetris Man.
Dommy Tetris Man.
Dummy Tetris Man. I am Dummy Tetris Man because I will dominate your asshole
With my colourful bricks.
Oh my god. What's going on?
Colourful bricks.
Can we call this episode Crunkle or Nuncle, please? Crunkle or Nuncle.
I don't think Emmett be too pleased.
No, you're right. We need to keep it on brand. He's the big thing for this episode, isn't he? Crunkle or Nuncle.
Crunkle or Noncle.
Oh, yes, we have a Nintendo Wii style intro to
Do you want me to carry on with my weekly recommend or
Yeah.
just not
Yeah,
bother?
do it.
No, yeah, carry on.
So I watched yesterday a little film from 2009 called Moon. Have you seen it?
I know of it, but I've not seen it.
Written and directed by Duncan Jones, a.k.a. Zowie Bowie.
I just call him Dunk.
David Bowie's son. It's actually really good. It stars Sam Rockwell, if you know him.
Yeah, he's Iron Man 2.
Yeah, so it stars him.
Hammer Industries, man.
And he is a alright guy in it.
Does he go to the moon?
I can't give much else away. It's got David Spacey in it, but you don't see him, and he's just a voice of a robot, so that's
He's an
alright.
alright guy.
David Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Oh, Nancy Spacey.
Yeah.
Damn it, again with the nonsense. He's a non-call, whoever was, man.
Yeah, but anyway, I'd recommend you watch it. It's only short. It's only an hour 40.
Okay.
I won't tell anything away, but some. The only spoiler I'll give is it's got a good twist.
Ooh, I like a good twist.
Yeah, and the twist is fairly early on, and then it just carries on, and it's like, whoa, how's this going to play out?
I like it when they punch into the guts of the story and just fucking twist whilst they're in there. I like that.
So yeah, Moon, watch it. It's on Sky. We've got it now.
Oh, yeah, we've got access to Sky, so yeah, I have to watch it. I've seen the Wizard Shed. We've actually got Sky TV. It's in the TV in the sky. It's really stupid when you live in the shed and you can't see the fucking roof. But
Yeah, when it's raining, it sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, nice one, Wizards. Okay, I've brought you Sky. Oh, thanks, Wizards. You have to look up though. And then they ran off like a bunch of bastards. I'm sure I saw Cumrag lift his robes at me as he ran away.
Probably. He's always mooning people, that guy.
Yeah, he turned around though and Buffalo Billed it as well.
You got anything you'd want to recommend, Stu?
Just Buffalo Billing people. It's quite.
While listening to Goodbye Horses, obviously.
I love the casual way you said that. Just Buffalo Billing people, really, yeah. Give works every week.
What can I recommend? Avengers is quite good. Maybe recommend that this week.
The Avengers.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite Avenger?
At the moment, it's either Hulk or Iron Man.
Alright, which one would you prefer give
Chunk or Giant Man.
you a... Chunk. Which one would you prefer give you a reach around?
Probably Iron Man.
What if his blaster went off whilst he was doing it though? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
but the Hulk could just like
Yeah, you could
be like
it off,
squeezing
wouldn't
Play-Doh, wouldn't it?
Yeah, true. Yeah, but they're both quite dangerous. There's a risk factor in both, really, isn't there? Suppose there's with Thor as well. He might like lightning your dick by accident. Or if you're a lady, obviously the vulva. Hey, we represent everybody here at Shart Select. I suppose the safest one would be Cap, wouldn't it?
He's got super strength though. It depends how hard he tugs.
Well, true. Nice one, Cap. You pulled me willy off.
You rip it off, wouldn't you?
Nice one, America.
We're discussing reach around some comic characters at the moment.
Oh yeah, we are, aren't we? We're really slipping downhill.
If I had to pick one of the Avengers, I'd just obviously choose Black Widow.
Right, Ryan's sticking with it here. Oh,
Yeah.
Ryan goes, oh, I'll just go for Black Widow. Where's the fun in that?
Oh, Hawkeye, yeah.
Hawkeye. You can hit your dick from 10 miles away.
Yeah, well, I'd be able to target with your cock. wouldn't you?
I can smell a dick from a mile away.
Can you?
Well, first here on the podcast, new superpower has been revealed.
No, just remember that song. That's my special
Someone's
power.
coming.
Someone's coming.
I smell a fourth dick. Someone's on their way.
There's something
Somebody's
out there.
been running.
And it ain't no woman.
Yeah, in those trees.
Dun, 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 dun,
In the trees.
They're saying the dicks just came alive and took him. That's impossible. That's bullshit.
The dicks just came alive and took it. Oh, be like that fucking. Like that fucking fursuit. Like that fucking coat on Ghostbusters 2.
Is this a new character in the forest, guys? A new creature out there in the
Or
forest?
just dicks.
The dicks that take you. You see it in the ground going, boop, boop, boop. It's like, that's a funny looking mushroom. You go to have a look and then boom, game over.
It's inside you.
It's essentially real life hentai. There's no escaping them. It's game over. Fucking hell, this podcast ruined, innit? What have we
Is
become?
anyone still listening?
Hello?
If anybody's listening at this point, if you just tweet us and then do hashtag dick
Oh
shrooms.
God, why?
What?
Oh God, why?
Hashtag why? Oh, the wizards are gonna fucking kill us, guys.
Essentially, what we're doing here is ad-libbing until Emmett
Well.
turns up. So,
Yeah, I mean, I hear that the wizards are summoning him.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
So.
Shall I
we
send
can-
him? Shall I send
we
him
can
the
pause
invite
this
now?
here and stop recording. That might be better.
Yeah, maybe we stop recording at this point, and then the interview's coming up next. Ooh, have fun with that, listeners. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be a rave. The wizards have summoned Emmett motherfucking LaFave. That was an air horn at the end.
Oh, right. Okay.
Did you like that?
Fucking Vuvu Sailor or something.
It was a bit of both. It was a variant of the air horn.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it then.
I'm fucking nervous, guys. So, welcome back to Shart Select, as if a cut happened, which it didn't, because we're still recording the episode. Weird. And we are now joined by the power of the wizard summoning spells by a real-life Cyrodiil Imperial Guard, Mr. Emmett LaFave. Welcome.
Greetings, Imperial Brothers.
Oh, yes. Yeah, welcome to Shart Select. Thanks for joining the podcasting shed. I hope you don't mind it. It smells a bit bad. But,
thanks for having me. It smells bad over here, too.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room in this bed, so feel free to just join us.
Yeah. It's a small shed, but the bed's big, like the one in Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
But we sleep like how they did in the movie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Head to toe?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I dig it.
And sometimes Stu jumps out of bed and does a dance like Grandpa Joe. But don't get him going about that. Stu has a chip on his shoulder about the grandpa in that. We don't want to get him into it again. So we'll start, just to get the attention off Stu there before he snaps. Tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm just a kid from Brooklyn. I'm just I'm just a dude. I like video games. I grew up in Scottsdale, Arizona. I've been here ever since. And both my parents are musicians, have degrees in music.
Wow.
Music was a big part of me and Max's life growing up, and so were video games. And yeah, I don't know.
That's quite exciting.
And that's still what I do to this day.
I mean, about as musical as we get is Ryan plays the drums.
Oh, well,
That's cool.
I'm not playing him for a while.
Yeah, the gathering dust in the front of the shed. But
Packed away in my garage a little bit, but I'm a bit self-conscious about the neighbours, so I need to get some better soundproofing in the garage first.
Ooh.
Yeah, drums are tough because of that. Yeah, I had a friend who played drums, and he had a set in his room, and it took up his whole room. His room was literally just a bed and a drum set. But it was great. Like, he loved it, so he didn't mind it, you know?
Yeah, that sounds like a dream. Just like get out of bed, just play the drums.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, fair enough. That's a good introduction. It's good to hear it. Our next question will be then: when and how did you discover the musical talent that lies within you?
Oh, well, I don't know. Mainly my mom taught me piano when I was young, and eventually, after a year or so, I got with a teacher, and I started taking lessons with the teacher, and I had this weird outlook on music, because since both of my parents listened primarily to classical music, and a lot of our friends were also in classical music, I thought the whole world listened to classical music. I remember the first time I was like I was hanging out with a friend, and the friend's dad, I think, was driving us somewhere. The dad had like pop music playing, and I remember thinking that was bizarre. Like I imagined all parents listen to classical music, and like pop and stuff was just for kids.
This is kid
And
music.
I was like, what is this? What is he doing? I remember it being really, really weird. But so I definitely grew up thinking that the Baroque way to teach and the old, classical standards were still like alive and well with everyone.
Nice.
So I didn't think much of it. But I remember as soon as I kind of got the lay of the land with how at least piano worked, I started creating things. I started making up little tunes, and I really quickly dove into that as my area of interest, just really naturally, instead of just playing. I mean, I enjoy playing, but the center of where my musicianship lies, I think, is definitely in creating pieces and songs and all that.
Yeah, one of those people that enjoys creating your own stuff as opposed to playing things that already exist.
Yeah.
Trailblazing.
See, I've got no skill in that whatsoever. I can't make up anything of my own, musically or lyrically or anything like that.
Or impressions, voices.
Or impressions, voices, yeah.
Well, that's
like
okay.
That,
We need people to do the work, you know. And I mean, there's a lot of good friends of mine who are pianists who can they can sight read like crazy. You put anything in front of them and they just know exactly what to do. And I can't do that for the life of me. Like I can read, but I can barely read. Really, I can slug through stuff, but I can't sight read to save my life. But on the other hand, I've tried to improvise with some of those guys, and they don't know what to do. I'm just like, let's just do like 12-bar blues or something, and you just start riffing. They're like, oh, I don't know. So everyone's got like something different to bring to the table.
Yeah, different skills for different people.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, my brother can play one song on the piano. It's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and he plays it very slowly. So he goes, bing, bing, bing. No, hang on.
You can play,
bing,
play 2 songs.
bing.
Perfect.
You can also do the alphabet song.
Alphabet
That's
song.
the same song.
Right.
Ah,
You
true.
know
You could claim 2 songs by knowing Twinkle Star, yeah. And you could just double it up. That's a good idea, that. I mean, it's kind of padding out your resume a bit.
It is padding out, but then again, it's technically the truth.
I mean, I wonder how many people across the world think that here in the UK we just listen to Land of Hope and Glory on a loop all day.
I imagine whenever you're in public, the Harry Potter soundtrack is just like playing through speakers in public everywhere.
Pretty much. It's like, oh, here we go.
Everything's Diagon Alley.
Yeah, here we go. Here's bloody Snape's
imagine.
theme again.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Snape. He's such an ass. He's not even a good wizard. He's not welcome in our tower.
No.
No,
Yeah.
Potter.
It's a good Snape. No.
No.
It's like any Alan Rickman.
Potter.
Any Rickman impression you do, you have to end with Potter. It's not right.
Exactly.
Even if you're doing Hans Gruber, it has to end in Potter. Bring them to me.
What was it? Yippee-ki-yay. Potter.
Or that bit when he's at the top of Nakatomi Plaza and Bruce Willis captures him, so he puts on a really weird voice and pretends he's an innocent. No, don't hurt me, Potter. Never got
Oh
that.
man.
Okay, do one of you boys want to take over the question then?
A lot of these you've actually automatically answered on your own, to be honest.
Oh really?
Yeah. Obviously,
I don't know whether to apologize or
No.
apologize.
Too damn efficient.
Just saying, like, what was your favourite musical style?
favourite musical
what
style.
element of music do you like the least, i.e. auto-tuned pop music?
Okay, well, I could dive into that a little bit more. I wouldn't say classical is necessarily my favorite. There's a lot of boring classical music out there. I remember I was towards the end of my high school career. I was really into jazz. I got really, really into jazz, and for the next few years after that, I played piano in a jazz big band, and that was a lot of fun. And I've written a lot of tunes that kind of are of that vibe, that genre. But yeah, I think there's good and bad stuff in everything you see, in every sort of pocket of music, in every genre. It's really just song to song for me, you know. There's like, but there's a ton of, especially like, I don't know. It's weird because people hold Bach up as like, you know, the master of composition, and every note is exactly where it needs to be, and that's true, and Bach is incredible. But what's funny is that he comes from the Baroque era, and a lot of other stuff from his era is like, you know, someone got commissioned to write this piece for the king's party, and he had to write it in like a day, and so there's so much like really boring. I call it obligatory Baroque because that's what it is. Like, they had to write this thing in like 2 seconds, and it follows all the old conventions of writing. But so like they're doing it correctly as if it were an assignment. They would get an A, but in terms of it being an interesting piece, it's like it's terrible. There's just nothing there.
There's no soul to it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they made it on Fiverr.com, but in the Baroque.
Exactly. I pay them $20.
Yeah, and even then, you know, you're being generous. I guess a follow-up question to that would be, which artists inspired you the most? And obviously, whose sound do you want to pay the most tribute to with your own music? If that makes sense.
again, I think when I was in high school, it was definitely these two fairly obscure 20th century composers. One was named Astor Piazzolla. He kind of fuses tango and like South American style with classical, and he's really, really cool. He's written some operas, and then he also just like jams with accordions and violins and all this crazy stuff. But then there's also a composer named Paul Schoenfield, who was actually a professor of mathematics, and for the beginning of his career as a composer, he would try to write music using math, using like formulas and equations and stuff. And that there's stuff like math metal and all that where they use. Wow. Yeah, I have a friend who's really into math metal, and really most of what it is, as far as I can understand, is just really bizarre time signatures and weird rhythms and stuff. Right. I don't know how it works mathematically, but it looks crazy. But this guy went the extra mile and tried to like note for note, not just the rhythms, but every single tone and everything was exactly derivative of whatever equation he was using, and it sounded totally bizarre, because while it's a cool idea, I don't think there's necessarily going to be like a relationship between some random equation and like, you know, tones on a piano. It's very much randomization, and I don't know how I feel about that. But towards the end of his career, he like threw that aside, and he was like, I'm just going to write music that sounds good. And it was incredible. It was so good. And he takes a lot of old jazz standards and writes them for like full orchestra and like piano concertos and stuff. And they blow my mind. They're so good.
This all sounds quite epic, to be fair. It sounds like
interesting
stuff.
They're great. It's really beautiful stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds like there's quite a lot of flavor.
But then, and then out of high school, I kind of completely went the other direction, and I listened to a lot of George Gershwin. Obviously, that was when I got into jazz. George Gershwin, of course, wrote Porgy and Bess, which was that old opera that kind of brought jazz into the ears of white people, really. That was the first time I think it was really listened to and accepted by a lot of white cultures and populations, and that's when it became prevalent amongst them. And George Gershwin is he's a mastermind. But then after that, I'll be honest, I got into like I do like a lot of like Beyonce, and I enjoy like 2012, 2013 Taylor Swift a little bit. So that's just like out of left field. But I appreciate the production quality in a lot of well-produced pop. It's like there's stuff they're doing that's really, really beautiful, but it's more on like the producer's end, I think. And I think we take that for granted when we listen to it. But I've been kind of sinking my teeth into that more often and trying to recreate that with my music.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the noticing production value is something musicians spot more than non-musicians, I think. I've heard a lot of people say, like, Meteora, the Linkin Park album, is like a high standard in production values. And I'm sure it is, but me being a complete cloth-eared peasant, I have no idea how to notice that myself. So.
Right. Well, I think it's musicians notice it more because they know how shitty stuff can sound.
Yeah,
like people who listen to what they want to listen to, it's gonna sound great. But like when you're a musician and you have to record something yourself, like it sounds like ass. And like both me and Max have been used to like, you know, we record stuff on our dad's GarageBand when we were like 10. On his like, you know, GarageBand's like the software, like the app on your that came with like Macintosh computers back in the day. And we made so much crap on GarageBand when we were like little, and it all sounded like hell. So I think when you come from that, you definitely appreciate production quality more, just because the difference is more obvious.
Yeah, that reminds me. You just reminded me of our I've sort of looking after our tiny YouTube channel at the moment. Just saw one comment that's not been read that says, mic quality was awful. It's like, well,
I read that.
That just sums up YouTube comments, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that stuff bugs me. Honestly, I don't even care about that stuff, guys. Like, I think I understand how it can be hard to. It can be distracting in the first like minute if you're used to hearing like Joe Rogan's podcast all day, right? But your ears will quickly like normalize it. It's gonna. The more you listen to the podcast, the less you're gonna think about the crappy quality or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's stupid.
I mean, I've listened to a lot of different podcasts of varying qualities. Like I say, it doesn't really, as long as you can understand what they're saying, nothing else really matters in my mind.
Yeah.
There you go. I know some people.
The last Oblivion skit we did was this was actually an accident, but the file that I uploaded was a version that we had exported in like 360p. So it looks like shit, but like there are only like 2 comments like, why is this in 360p? No one else noticed. So
yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter.
If anything, though, that adds to the charm of the older ones as well. Though.
Right? Yeah, true. It's actually true.
It's very similar to like the other ones. Like they've even kept it. Oblivion 5, it's not even capitalized.
It's beautiful.
Right. Thanks.
It just captures the art.
I don't know whether that was intentional or not, but it just
they gotta be all uniform. Me and Max are really nerdy about that stuff. Everything has to be exactly in its place.
That's why, and obviously it's shot vertical as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. It just works. That's the golden.
Yeah, I think we were watching it actually just before we actually started recording.
Oh yeah.
I think what gets me the most is when the 2 guards come in, they just sort of fade in, and then they look straight at the camera and then just walk around.
That was good. The perfectly timed look, like head jerk to the camera.
Yeah, and then the scowl. And
yeah. You know what's funny about that? I was actually, as soon as I like shimmy out of the shot, right before then, I all the audio we hear was done in post, so I'm actually like directing them from behind the camera. I was like telling them when to turn their heads to start walking and everything.
It was very good.
Thank you.
It's a bit at the end. It's just as it's about to fade to black, one of them's leaning over, going, "The body's still warm." So there's a killer nearby. It was you. But like I said, if you watch that, you just know this is basically what Oblivion was like all them years ago.
It's capturing them. It's capturing every minutia, every weird behaviour, and it's doing a very good job of it. Like you get like the way you get out of bed, like that kind of really stilted, robotic way. That was fantastic. Then clothes change, and he's a guard. So I guess next question: what's the future for your music? Have you got any big plans, like maybe albums, things like that?
Yeah, actually, so what I have been doing is just I record something in the studio and then I'll post it on my YouTube channel or whatever. But over the summer, I came out with my first song on Spotify and everything. I finally did what you're supposed to do, and I went through this website called CD Baby that releases it through Spotify and Amazon Music and iTunes and all that stuff. So I finally have one tune. It's called Bottoms Up on everything.
Yes. And I listened to that one this morning. It was good.
Oh, cool. Thank you, man. And so what I'm going to do is take all the other tunes that I've recorded in the past, plus a few new ones, and then release that as an album. So I think that the first step was just to get a single on Spotify and all that stuff, just to put myself on there and understand the process of getting something on Spotify. Now I'm going to really try to, get a succinct album together and put that up.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't know what, but one step at a time.
Yep. See where it takes you.
Yeah.
Say the song was very good. I listened to this morning. It was quite a sad song in a way.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I guess it is.
It hit me right in the feels.
Good. That's the ultimate success. If it can do that for you, then that's good.
Yeah, brilliant. It worked. Definitely worked. So I guess next question for you would be, apart from the music and we've written Oblivion, but Elder Scrolls in general, what else do you guys get up to?
Just honestly, from day to day, lately we have not been doing much.
Don't suppose we can at the moment, though, can we?
I don't know, man. I'm in school right now. It's all on Zoom. And honestly, I'll click enter the Zoom call, and then I'll start playing Xbox all through the class or whatever. That's kind of my life right now. We are, however, Max and I are really trying to get into more skits and stuff. We love, obviously we're big for the Oblivion skits, but we love filming just I don't know, just quick little stories, episodic stuff in general. And I don't know if you guys checked out the most recent Jedi Academy Let's Play we did, but
Yeah,
it was really
the intro at start. Yeah.
Yeah. We had like this little 2-minute intro. We really did that whole Let's Play just as an excuse to make this little Star Wars skit. It's like, it's stupid. It's like it's me escaping Hoth. We take a lot of the clips straight from the movie. And you know when Luke like diverts because he's going to go train with Yoda, that he's like supposed to meet up with the other rebels, but then he's like, no, I'm going to go train with Yoda.
Yeah.
It's me, and R2's like, we got to meet up with the other rebels, but I'm like, no, I got to go record a Let's Play with Max. So I divert, and then I like crash land in Arizona, and then I'm like walking through. We bought this whole like fighter pilot costume, by the way, that whole like weird orange costume with the helmet and everything. It was not cheap, but it was cool. I just wanted an excuse to like dress up and pretend to be Luke Skywalker. But
hey, why not?
Yeah, we love doing stuff like that. So we've actually, me and my friend Ben Stirick, we post every once in a while on this channel called Unfazed Media, and he's also been in a few skits. He was in the first Oblivion in real life. He was the guy who wasn't B or Max, and he was in he was in Morrowind Combat. He was the guy I fight in Morrowind Combat.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. He and I have been writing a lot of skits for LaFave Bros. We also like to do like holiday centered stuff. So we're writing a skit for Halloween, and we're thinking of doing a little skit for Christmas. We just love filming goofy little like 90s almost like, remember those old Goosebumps episodes? Yeah, like that kind of vibe. Not necessarily like scary, but that same like campy, cheap, but still like cozy quality. I love stuff like that.
We love Goosebumps here on Shart Select, so that's right up our street. Especially that dog that goes. He was always my favourite dog.
The eyes go really badly like yellow.
I love that guy. To be honest, I never got around to the Star Wars one because I got addicted to watching the Elder Scrolls skits.
That's cool. It's cool, yeah.
It broke me and Oblivion in real life too when the Digeztive fella came out of the portal and went. It's just so much like the game. It broke me. It's hilarious.
Thank you. Wes recorded new lines for that Daedra. That's all like that wasn't ripped from the game. That was like we asked Wes to record these specific lines.
That's even better.
Nice.
Yeah.
Original content.
Yeah.
Right,
that was a fun. Oh man, yeah. That whole experience was so fun. Going over into the woods and filming that.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, I always like told myself I hope it's like half as fun, for the audience as it was for us to film it, because it's just stuff like that is definitely the direction I want to take the channel and take just what I'm doing.
I shall be following it with interest.
Thanks, man.
One thing I'll say, if I walk through the woods and I see a sign for Kvatch, I'm turning around and walking back the way I came.
I liked even like the arguments. Is like, is the case silent?
Yeah. Kvatch. Yeah, exactly. The next question we're going to throw over to Stu. He's got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Well, this is right. Okay, so just outside the Wizard's Tower, there's a semi-corral, and I was just wondering if you'd ever been to a real-life semi-corral.
I have not. Semi-corral?
Not everybody in America goes to a semi-corral.
Well, Craig
wait, I feel like it's probably something that we have like an American word for. What is it?
That's what we thought. We'll just have a lorry park.
Wait, let me look it up. How do you spell it?
I think this is just something Craig's made up, and we've just
excuse me, it's your question.
Joke that just doesn't even exist.
No, I gotta figure out. I want to know what it is, man. I can't even find. How do you spell it? I'm trying to look it up. I'm literally trying to look it up right now.
I believe.
You have to explain this one now.
It's your question. I believe the popular parlance in the US is to call it a truck stop.
Oh yeah.
So where did I'm asking you guys now. Where did you ever come up with this semi-corral?
Craig said it in the Terminator.
It's where we did the Terminator 2 review, and I got carried away with my truck driver voice. It's like, go park the semi in the semi corral.
Oh, I get it. It's okay. Okay, cool.
Because obviously we're just like three yokels from the UK who have no idea what US culture's actually like, apart from what we see in movies. So,
What do you think it's actually like? I'm curious.
Movies and documentaries, aren't they?
But to be fair, we have been to New York in real life. So
there you go.
So we've got that going for us.
11 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, that's as good as it's gonna get. So you've seen it all.
We got buried under ticket touters.
Yeah,
they were on us like flies. They could smell the tourism on us.
it's a dirty place, but it's a magical place.
Yeah, that's a good description, to be fair.
Yeah.
It was
I was in awe. I never felt so small before.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like Coruscant in Star Wars.
Yeah, it's a good description.
The city planet.
Yeah, whereas our town's more like Tatooine.
Right. Yeah.
Every pub's like the cantina.
The same music.
That's kind of cool. The same music. Nothing has been written in the last 30 years.
Yeah, that's the only music in
tune.
Star Wars. I'm still laughing at the official name for the genre of music that they play. It's called jizz music, apparently.
It's called jizz. Wow.
We've not even made that up. That's actual Star Wars canon.
Well, I think that's where the word jazz came from. So I think they just, took that and put it back to the beginning.
Just played some hot jizz in the cantina.
I didn't know that. That's so funny.
It's weird, isn't it? It's definitely weird.
It is really weird.
I mean, Star Wars is full of weird stuff, I suppose, isn't it? But there you go.
Jizz music.
Right
Oh
then.
my god.
Oh, jeez.
Who wants to read the next question?
Oh, and I'll do it. I'll get us back on track.
Yeah.
Semi-corral. I'll remember that one.
Semi-corral.
I get my petrol at the semi-corral.
So, at the time of writing these notes, so the original Oblivion sketch with the famous poisoned apple, it's had over 14 million views.
Nice.
What was it like to watch a video like that just to go viral?
It was weird. It was really surreal. The thing that was interesting about it is that Max and I were like in different cities at the time. I remember he'd uploaded it just randomly because he was like bored and he just found the video and he thought someone would find it funny. So he posted it on some subreddit. I think it was Oblivion subreddit. And the next morning he texted me and I was in school like 2 hours away from him and he texted me, hey, this I posted that old Oblivion skit you did because actually from the time it was posted we had actually recorded it like 2 years before that. So it was an old video, and I was like, oh yeah, that's funny. And I didn't really think much of it at first, and then he kept texting me like, hey, check it out, this is actually like getting views. And yeah, I remember like I had my laptop in school to take notes, and I was just monitoring the view count. I was just watching it go up like in every single class, and I thought it was so weird. And then the next one we had, Oblivion 2, had been pre-recorded years ago. So the next logical step was like, all right, well, let's just put this one out too. But I was kind of, in hindsight, I wish I had just kept them on that channel because at the time that Max posted the original video, it was just on his channel called Max LaFave, and I don't think he had like one piece of music he had written on that channel, nothing else. But because of that, because of the Oblivion video, there were views bleeding over into his music, and I think I was kind of jealous of that because I had a lot of music on my channel, so I was like, let me take Oblivion 2 and put that on my channel.
Yeah,
so
I want some
hopefully, yeah, exactly. So hopefully that can happen to me. So that's why Oblivion 1 is on LaFave Bros, and Oblivion 2 and 3 are on mine, and then Oblivion 4 is on LaFave Bros. Because I wanted views for my music, but it's kind of messy now. So I wish. I mean, obviously I didn't know how things were going to go, but
It's like the past. Looking back in time.
Well,
and
it's
seeing
just,
everything
it's not one of them you expected, is it? It's like, oh, this isn't going to get anything. I'm just going to put it on anyway, and then
Exactly. And then the pressure was on because after 2 was out, people were like, I want more. So I had to make another, but it was hard to make another when everyone wanted it because those 2 videos I barely even remember actually recording. They were so off the cuff, so spur of the moment that it was scary to now have to record one that a ton of people wanted. And for it, Oblivion 3 is actually my least favorite one. I don't think it's as funny as the other ones. I remember playing the game because I was just trying to rack my brain for ideas. Yeah. I sat down for a full day because I hadn't played Oblivion in a while. I was like, I gotta get back into the swing of it. So I sat down and like played Oblivion almost begrudgingly because I was trying to come up with Oblivion 3. It's so stupid. But then after that, I realized, if I have a good idea, I'll do it. And then, a few years later, I posted Oblivion 4 because it was actually a good idea. Yeah.
Which is Oblivion 4? Was that the one with the archer in the swimming pool?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one became like one of the most famous ones.
Yeah, that's great. That one is.
Thank you.
Captures it.
It's the facial expressions, I think. It just suddenly changed to that angry one, like, then play with your lad, and then run away the wrong way, straight into the water. And you think, you reskin this, and it's like you've pulled it straight from the game.
Yeah, it's the why won't you die as your swimming's the best bit for me.
But my favorite part is that everyone's like, even the swimming is on point. And honestly, I wasn't thinking about mimicking the swimming. That was just me swimming.
So you swim like an Elder Scrolls character.
Apparently, so that's pretty cool. Oh man! I mean, I guess I do the same stroke that they do, but that's like the breaststroke. It's like a normal stroke. I don't know.
It's the Imperial Guard swim that they taught in training.
Yeah, I guess so. Weird stuff.
So the next question, Stu, do you want to ask the next one?
No, I was just wondering if there's a story behind the shirt that you wear in the Oblivion skits.
Oh no, that shirt's weird actually because there's a lot of, even before the original Oblivion video, there was a lot of this silly stuff I recorded with my friends that I happened to be wearing that shirt in. It's just a shirt. Like my mom bought it for me in like 6th grade. It's been the same shirt the whole time. It still barely fits me. If I stretch, it becomes like like a cutoff. You see my belly button and everything. Like it's that short on me. It barely fits me, but I still I can pull it off. And it just happened to be the shirt I was wearing at the time. It's a very comfortable shirt. It's just a green Hawaiian shirt. I don't know, man. But it happened to be that a lot of the times we were filming things, I just happened to wear that shirt, I guess because I liked the shirt at the time. And then I thought it would be funny to bring it back for Oblivion 4 because I remember there were comments like just about the shirt, haha, look at the shirt. I don't know. It was a point of discussion for whatever reason. So I was like, I'll bring it back for Oblivion 4. And then obviously in the Let's Plays, it became my costume almost, like how the Angry Video Game Nerd has that white button up with the pocket protector and everything. He has all the pens and stuff. My costume was just like the Hawaiian shirt. So it just became a visual staple, which I think is fun. It's like a cartoon character almost, how they have like the same outfit every time.
Yeah, it's your persona, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good one. I like it. I love it. It works.
Thank you.
So next question. Have you heard of the High Elves?
Ryan, that was very good. Well done.
Thank you.
Ryan
So,
was-
The thing that I love about that quote is that it's so outlandish. It never happens in the game, but it just like sounds like something they would say.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
So the next question very much comes from our shared experiences with Elder Scrolls games.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you hate the Wood Elves? Very, I imagine.
Well, the Wood Elves, you like love them and you hate them. I don't know. They're so overly animated.
So rude.
The thing is, they're all like the same character. Like I can differentiate Wes Johnson's like 5 million characters, but all the Wood Elf males are like they're just the same guy over and over again. You feel like
Yeah, they're all just assholes, frankly.
yeah, they have the same
Can't you bother somebody else?
Leave me
They all have
alone.
like this Napoleon complex, and they're all leave me alone.
Bye.
I love him though. Hundalin, the Adoring Fan, and
the Enduring. I've got some stories about him.
Glarthier. They're also in the. Who's the one from the Fighters Guild that like defaults? Maglier. Maglier's great.
Oh, yeah. Bloody
Payday,
Bosmas.
let's roll. They're great, man. I love them so much.
Which is the one that really winds you up, right? The one on Morrowind.
Fargoth.
Fargoth, yeah. He's the one
Where's
that
my ring?
Yeah. So as soon as you get out of the customs office, he's stomping around. He's like, "Have you seen my ring?"
Oh yeah. He's like the first person you actually meet in the game. Yeah.
And you've actually, if you're looking around, you do actually can pick it up, and then you give it to him, and he just wanders around endlessly, even though he's got his ring back.
He insults you when you walk past him. Can't you bother somebody else? I've just found your ring for you!
Yeah, I love their voice in Morrowind. It's so weird. It's even more like Disney-like. It's just so over the top. It seems like some weird Disney character in like Hunchback of Notre Dame or something. It's so weird.
Yeah, what I used to do was turn into a werewolf and go back at night and murder them so that no one knew it was me.
Good man, yeah.
Then the guards would chase me across the map going, "Here, doggy, doggy, I've got a bone for you," and trying to kill me.
Did they really say that?
Yeah, they did. I had to jump up on top of the castle to hide from them.
Oh my gosh. You're doggy. Oh, man.
In the guard voice, too. I mean, obviously you could do the guard voice better than me, but...
Yeah, doggy.
Excellent.
I don't know why he's so
next
calm about it.
Next question is a bit of a behind the scenes question for your videos. Who designed and made the Kvatch tabard as used in Oblivion in real life too?
Well, and Oblivion 5, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. We actually it's not as like intricate as you might think it is. The tunics I just found online. I went on Amazon and I was like white and black tunic and I found them. But we had, I can't say it was I made them. Max's friend is I don't know where to like place her exactly what she does, but she was the one who like took the Kvatch symbol and made a really high quality print onto cloth, and then she sent us those cloths, and then we just sewed it onto the tunic.
Nice.
Yeah, that was it. And then the helmets, I'd happen to find helmets that really looked almost exactly like they do for the not the main Imperial city guards, but the outlying city guards. They have like that exact ones. Yeah, they had that exact chainmail bowl helmet. So that I was actually it was kind of crazy how it all fell into place.
Yeah, it's like it was meant to be.
Yeah. Honestly, like this costuming and the set design was so much fun for Oblivion in real life too. It was a blast.
Yeah. I mean, the next question, following on from that, is what happened to the Oblivion Gate?
The Oblivion Gate is currently so the way it works is like the bottom half is all one thing, but then the top half is two parts. So the Oblivion Gate is like 3 parts in whole. And we made it like that because we rented a U-Haul truck and we slid the bottom half into the back of the truck, and then we slid the 2 top halves that are kind of like L-shaped on either side of that. So it fit pretty snug in the truck, and we could take it up to the shooting location. So now the bottom half is in our parking garage. It's when we drive up to the house, it's just right there next to the door. It greets us every day. Whenever someone comes to like give us a package, they all ask like, "What the heck is this? It's kind of cool, but I don't know what it is." And I'm like, "It's the bottom half of the Oblivion Gate." And they're like, "Oh, that explains it."
Go activate it.
Yeah. And then the 2 top halves are just like leaning against the side of the house in our backyard. So
Where they wait for that next mission.
Right? Yeah. No, we want to do something with it because it's so cool, but we don't. When the opportunity arises, we sure will. But I'm not sure. We thought about making it like a set piece in the backyard. We were gonna put it up in the middle of the yard and grow like vines around it and stuff. But I don't know if we're gonna do that.
That'd be fantastic. Like a full Elder Scrolls garden feature.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cool.
It's a great idea.
Thank you.
I got another question here as well. So what's the weirdest or funniest thing you've witnessed playing an Elder Scrolls game? And to give you an example, I've got 2 that happened to me. So my first one was...
go ahead.
Because I hate the Adoring Fan. Because he just followed you around everywhere. I had the big house in what's it called? Skingrad?
I think it's Skingrad.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So I went into the before I went into the basement, I picked up, all the pots and pans and plates and everything that's on the shelves that you don't need. Went down to the basement, emptied everything out of my inventory, so they just exploded everywhere. And then I killed the Adoring Fan on top of it, and then left him in there.
It's
floating
around.
Secret shame.
Floating around on a pile of pots.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But the funniest unscripted thing that's happened to me on my playthrough is if you've ever made a thief and you join the Thieves Guild, you have to partake in like this It's sort of like a race. You have to go and steal something against some other NPCs and then bring it back to the guard. Oh, well, not to the guard, to the guy that gives
man.
you. Yeah, the thief master.
Thief man.
So I'm sneaking through, and I went in through this Imperial like tower to cut through. Sneaking away, and these two guards are sat there. It looks like they're having a nice meal. And then for no reason, it must have been the clipping issue or something, but one of the guards' hands just went across the table and he backslapped all of the food across the floor. And the other guard looked at him, and he looked at the other guard, and then they both turned and looked at me. And then nothing was said. And I just carried on my way.
Bye.
Amazing.
Stepping over the strawberries and the bread rolls and everything on the floor. and that's where they stayed.
Yeah, I love the physics of objects in that game is so funny. All the people turn into like a Stretch Armstrong. And everything becomes a mess. It's so funny. And the constant, if you get someone like stuck in a door like we've all tried to do, and then they start flipping around, and then all the objects in the room start flipping around, and everything just like it never ends.
They go all noodly.
It's so good, yeah. The craziest stuff that happened to me was when I was little, when I first played it when I was like 11 or 12, because it was such an advanced game for me, because we played stuff like Smash Bros and Mario 64. So like jumping from that to Oblivion was like so alien to me. So there was so much going on that just completely went over my head. Like I don't think my first time around I had no idea that the Thieves Guild even existed. And so I thought like Hieronymus Lex was just some random guard that happened to not die for whatever reason. So I think one of my favorite things I remember loving to do when I was little, and I think in the very first Let's Play we like talk about this and we even do it, is when Hieronymus is running at you and you like shoot him with an arrow or something, he flies across the map at like light speed, and if you can get him going so fast, and he'll just go on forever and ever and ever and ever. And then when they try to get back up, I remember like he chased me to the waterfront district, and there's like that risen cement platform, and then there was like this big boulder. And so there was literally like a rock and a hard place, and Hieronymus had like gone unconscious and fallen in between this rock and a hard place. And so and it's easy for him to do that when he's ragdolling, but when he's like trying to get up in that, it was like a mess, and he was just constantly like hitting everything and glitching around. It was fantastic. And then the other thing that was a total chaos for me was trying to understand enchanting. I like spell making and enchanting was another thing that when I was little I didn't do. I didn't understand it. I didn't even really know you could do it. And when I was so stupid, I had like a set of dwarven armor. I think I was playing with my friend. I only remember this because we were so excited for about 2 seconds, and then it all went away. I had a set of dwarven armor, and I was playing with the enchanter or whatever because I'd never done it before. And they put like a fire effect on everything because I thought it would make it look like I was on fire, but just be really cool. I didn't know it was gonna hurt me, so I went to the trouble and like spent all this, all these septims on making everything on fire. And I put the whole costume on, and for 2 seconds, me and my friend were like, "Oh, sweet!" And then of course the health just plummeted to zero in an instant, and I was so heartbroken. I had no idea why my guy died.
Like a self-cooker.
So yeah, exactly.
I mean, Ryan made a spell for his character where he could paralyze himself.
Yeah.
So he used to run upstairs, cast it, and just ragdoll downstairs in the third person. It was very fun.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love that.
Paralysis on self, yeah. It is weird. Your hand would go up to cast a spell, and then you went rigid, but it wasn't proper rigid. It was sort of like spongy and bouncy. Like so, you'd bounce down the steps. It wasn't
like a fish.
Yeah, it was.
Crazy stuff always happens. Just the other day, I've been replaying it, of course, recently. And the other day, I was playing and I was fighting the ogres, with the big like beer belly, and they're all gray, and They have this animation where they flex. They look like almost like Arnold Schwarzenegger flexing. They like put their arms up in the air and they flex their biceps and everything. And I paralyzed him in that position, and it was hilarious. He was just literally flexing at me, and I hit him, and he paralyzed, and he just slowly falls over. And I just hit him while he's on the ground, and he's still just flexing. And then, of course, when you go into an Oblivion gate and you have like any follower at all, they like immediately walk into the lava and die.
Yes.
I don't know why they don't know not to go into the lava, but they really don't give a shit about the lava. I remember there was one guy. I think it was like the Dark Brotherhood murderer. He was trying to shoot arrows at a scamp or something, and he just like walked into the lava to get a better shot at the scamp. And he just and they keep trying to shoot, and he got like 1 or 2 shots off, and he just died, and he was done for.
So you know what? You just die. I had enough of that.
That's just reminded me. So I don't know whether you've heard of Bacon _ on YouTube.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's one of his videos, and it's the same. It's the 3 Kvatch guards, and they go into the Oblivion Gate with you. But somehow he's got the captain in the lava, and because he's one of the crown ones that can't die, he just keeps going unconscious. So he stood there, he's going, and then he springs out of the water like a fish, stands in an upright position, then falls back down, and then goes, then falls over again. It's like
it's amazing.
Going around.
It's amazing.
The jankiness is beautiful.
I remember watching one. I don't know if it was one of yours or not. It was when they, the rooms that in one of the dungeons and the floor like goes up to the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Like a guard goes onto it and he gets crushed by it and it comes back down, and then another guard walks over and does like the whole somebody's died.
Oh yeah, that was one of Bacon's early videos. I think. Yeah, it was during the Mages Guild. You go to check out what happened to this mage, and there's a group of mages, and there's only one guy left, and it's like he's on this big pressure block or whatever. Yeah. And I think in the specific video, he's just like goodbye, and then it takes him up, and he gets smashed. And then he falls down and he's dead, and then a guard rushes up and he's like, "Oh my, is this person all right?" And then of course he goes up too.
It's things like that in Oblivion. There's no way it could have been written, but it's just fantastic.
And I know.
Can you imagine in a game like a modern game though? It just wouldn't happen anymore, would it?
Yeah.
It's lost some of the magic.
It's perfect as is. It really is.
Yeah. I think it's a sort of experimental thing that Bethesda did, where there was supposed to be the unscripted conversations between the NPCs.
Yeah, he did a good job with that.
Obviously, you'll see a corpse, and they'll go, "Oh, I'll go over and investigate that. It's my job as this NPC." Right. And then pressure plate.
Or you get things like, "Hello, leave me alone."
Yeah.
Wood crabs, terrible creatures.
Oh man, and then they'll investigate bodies that they just killed. Just like in Oblivion 5, like they do that stuff all the time. It's insane. I know, it's so funny. I'd like to think that they probably had no idea how like charming and hilarious the game was going to be while they were making it.
No,
because I think they were really trying to make, and they did. It's like it's a great game, and it works well. I mean, all the it's buggy as hell, right? But like the bugs only make it better, and that's something you can't say for a lot of games.
It's different to Fallout in that way. It improves it. Yeah. Doesn't make it worse.
Very true.
No, what my favourite funny memory is Morrowind, where you used to try and sell armour you'd looted to like the apothecary guy, and you just wear it. It's like, why are you wearing that full suit of armour? You're a chemist.
Yeah. Yeah, that is funny. They just put it on.
Yeah, so you don't have to put it on, mate. Just so you sell it.
And you'd think like it's supposed to be part of their inventory, right? Like it's hilarious that they just immediately use everything that you sell to them.
Put the claymore down then.
Yeah.
Especially so you can't buy it back then because it's equipped on them.
Yeah, you have to kill them to get
right,
it back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Damn it. If only you'd just put it on your shelf.
Yeah, that is a weird thing. I don't know why they do that. I guess they kind of, well, the proprietors don't do that in Skyrim, but the followers like put on whatever the best armor they have in their inventory is.
Yeah, at least that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I guess it's like the same science. I don't know. It's weird. Morrowind's such a weird game. I'm still getting a feeling for that.
It's unfortunate in Morrowind, and it's one of my favorite ones. But like the journal thing was just non-existent. Yeah, you have to go back and try and read it again. It's sort of improved a little bit with the PC version, but you compare it to like Oblivion and Skyrim, where you've got an active quest log which you can switch between rather than pages in a journal. It's so
right, because if there's like a quest you want to put on the back burner, like you got to flip through 30, 40 pages. Yeah, it's it's definitely interesting, which is why a lot of people in the beginning, when I started the Morrowind Let's Play, advised that I make like an actual journal or something, which seems kind of like nerdy and weird, but it is just straight up more helpful in a lot of ways. Yeah.
And it doesn't give. There's no quest tracker or marker. It says like, oh, it's just northeast of Balmorra. When you get to the boulders, you've gone too far, and you're like, before you know it, you're at the top end of the map. You're like, where were these boulders?
Where's these boulders?
Right. Yeah, it can be frustrating trying to find something, but it does like force you to look at the world more, and it makes it kind of a more freeing experience in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I like not having fast travel. It means you get to experience the world more.
Yeah. I've been playing this game. It was free on the Xbox Game Pass. It's called Anthem. It's like it's basically like you're in an Iron Man suit, and you can like upgrade the suit, and you just fight. It's kind of like Destiny in the way that it plays, but like you're in this cool Iron Man suit. But it's definitely like you co-op, and then you go, just fight like a shitload of guys to get loot and all that. And it's like fun, but it's very, very repetitive, as Destiny was. And all you ever do, like they created this beautiful world, but there's always like a waypoint, and that's always what you're looking at, and you kind of ignore the world around you. And it makes it almost stressful, because when you see that waypoint, like you like gotta get to that waypoint. It's like always just like the one thing you give a shit about, and like nothing else matters. But when like in Morrowind, when it says like it's kind of over here, figure it out, then you get to explore, and it's more. It's an all around more like sort of comfortable and fun experience to just kind of figure it out on your own.
I guess it's a bit more engaging, isn't it?
Yeah.
Immersive.
What annoyed me was because I obviously when it came out was like 2002, so it's a long time ago for me as well. Early teens playing that, and you'd be like, I'd go this way, starting a quest, and I'd end up talking to somebody, and then that quest was accepted. So I'd go and do that quest, and then before you know it, I've got 4 or 5 quests that I've only just a quarter of the way through.
Like, what am I doing?
And you're like, what am I supposed to be doing down here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, when I mean, just based on what I said about Oblivion, you could imagine when I was little, because after I beat Oblivion, like once or twice through when I was young, I knew about Morrowind, and I was like, I'll check it out, and I got Morrowind for PC, and yeah, I think I I played it for like 20 minutes, and I was like, I don't understand a thing, and I like uninstalled it because I couldn't wrap my brain around it. It was so open ended that I just didn't understand. And now that I'm aware that that's the point, it's like more fun. But yeah, as a kid, I was like, I have no clue what's going on. I'm not even particularly interested in what's going on. But it's definitely grown on me in the short time that I've been playing on it.
Yeah, I think I much preferred the customization of the armor on Morrowind to Oblivion. Where
that's cool. Yeah, you get like each pauldron and everything. Yeah.
I was down with that as well, definitely. Pardon me.
I haven't thought about that. I guess you could. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry. No, you were saying something. I cut you off. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say. I guess you could like. I haven't tried to mix and match armor. I don't know how that would work in terms of your stats, but you could look pretty cool if you like mix 2 armors that happen to like complement each other.
I guess.
Yeah.
Like, some of them had bigger pauldrons than other ones, or you could choose only to wear one.
Like a cool mercenary.
Like a cool dude.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I'll have to play with that. I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah.
Unless it's enchanted and just like really shiny, isn't it? It's like,
Like it's made of glass.
It's
so
cool.
Next question is, I suppose, what's your favourite race to play as in the Elder Scrolls games?
Right now, I always played. Well, actually, my very first character ever, who very quickly got sidelined, because I don't know how it was for you guys, but like my first time playing Oblivion, I totally stumbled and screwed up, because like if you don't level yourself well and kind of know what's what, you can screw yourself. Like when you keep leveling up, So
every playthrough of mine.
Yeah, right. So, the first playthrough I did, and actually the first playthrough I didn't know you could fast travel. Nothing like, I don't think anything explicitly tells you can click on this and fast travel. So the very first time I played Oblivion, like I knew you could see the markers on your map, but I didn't know you could like click on them. I thought they were just there to tell you that the thing is there. So my very first playthrough, I played as a wood elf. I was a wood elf because I thought it was cool, and I tried so hard to like make him look cool, but he ended up looking like John Belushi. I don't know how I got it to be like that, but I had this wood elf that looked like John Belushi, and I walked everywhere. I didn't once use fast travel. I remember like walking all the way to Wayne and Priory, and he was like, "Go to Martin," and I remember walking all the way to Kvatch. But it was still at that time it was so new and so beautiful looking to me that I didn't mind it. I was like, wow,
it's better in a way.
Yeah. I'm this elf walking through this beautiful like woods, like nothing matters. This is cool. But then I got my ass kicked as soon as I got to Kvatch. So currently I'm actually playing as a Breton. I'm like a battle mage, and I like that a lot.
I love the spell mechanics in Oblivion, where it's just like on an Xbox controller, it's just press RB, and that's fire your equipped spell, so you could still have a sword and shield.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like Skyrim, you have to equip the spell.
Right, and that's what kind of makes it perfect for a battle mage, because I can shoot spells, and then once as they're coming at me, I shoot a bunch of spells, and then once they're in front of me, I start just wailing away with my sword.
I made a battle mage on one of my final playthroughs of Oblivion years ago, just with like more or less armor, but with a mage hood, and then you've got a sword. And then like fireball, whatever, which is like a quick spell.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, you want them to look like the guards outside of the Arcane University.
Yeah.
I always thought that's so cool how they're like specialized for spells, I guess. I haven't noticed if you fight them, if they use spells. That'd be cool if they did, but I don't know.
What I always do is play the character that most suits the story. So in Morrowind, I'm a Dark Elf, and in Skyrim, I'm a Nord, because why would the Dragonborn not be a Nord if it's a Nordic thing? Like, it's a Khajiit who's, for some reason, the Dragonborn. It's like, what? So...
Yeah.
Fusroda. That's what we've been doing in the Let's Plays. Yeah, like Mac is a Imperial, and then in Morrowind I'm a Dark Elf, and then in our Skyrim playthrough we have what's his name, Sigurd. He's a Nord. So yeah, I always try to do like the native race, I guess.
Yeah, it just makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. But then inevitably, like on your 5th playthrough, you're probably not like, I don't want to do a Nord for the 5th time in a row. I'll do something. Yeah. And I do gravitate towards battle mages because it's just like a cool idea. I don't know. I like the idea of being able to. Yeah, exactly.
I have to admit though, Skyrim, I've always defaulted to the same playstyle. It's I thought I've got to start with a huge claymore, sword and shield. 5 hours in, stealth archer.
Sword it in the stealth archer now.
There's always memes about stealth archers and stuff. It's so funny. I guess I could see how if you have, I don't know the patience for that. I gotta like run into every situation. And I know in the long run it's gonna make it longer probably, because if you're like a good stealth archer, you can just like drop everyone in 2 seconds or whatever. But I'm so like, I'm not stealthy at all. That's just not in my character, I guess. I have to just like run in with a sword and shield and beat up everyone.
Yeah, same. I got bored of trying to be a mage every time, so I thought, sod it. I'm going to be a Nord with a big sword. And Nord Swordman was tough. No one messed with it.
The best thing about starting new characters, though, is the weird little quirky things. So, like, was it on Morrowind? You had, yes.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, man.
Yeah. Then it was, in Oblivion, it was, the cards are coming for you.
What was
Skyrim was the
not gonna get me.
Away, not gonna catch me.
Oh, yeah. In Skyrim, it's like creepy Imperial guy who goes, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
The way he says it is so weird. It's like this stifled. He's like really bored and kind of tired.
Finally awake.
Who are you? Yeah. Oh man. But Dad, I want to watch the soldiers or whatever. There's a little kid. Get inside, son.
Get inside. I think you just end up picking up them, though, don't you? You end up picking up the small things from the starting zone because you end up making so many characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love when that Imperial officer calls out. She's like, "Officers, what do you see?" When like the dragon's like already right there. She's asking. Clearly, they're not doing their job. It's so funny. That whole sequence is like, it could be so cool. Like the very idea of it is cool. Like you can tell what they were going for, but there's so much like awkward silence between each scripted thing that it's just very it's so weird. It's so uncomfortable.
It's like Resident Evil 2. I always go back to Resident Evil 2 when I think of stilted dialogue.
Yeah.
Now go.
Exactly. And it always bugged me how the little box only like perfectly fits one head, and they're like chopping everyone's head off. Like the first head is like the box is already full, and they're just gonna keep using that one box.
Just head bouncing off, rolling around the town square.
It's the minor things, isn't it?
So we're going to change that box.
Literally unplayable.
And the other thing that's weird is that they just got there. Like, you just got carted into the city. I feel like they'd put you in prison for a second and then behead you. But it's immediately, as soon as you get into a town, they just like cut off your head. Yeah. It's weird. Everything happens so quickly. It's so funny.
So, come on, into the head cutting town. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Where's my trial? You're not getting one.
Why are they taking you just to cut your head off, though? It's so weird.
In the woods.
Just do it wherever you were captured.
Yeah, save some trouble, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, it's because Ulfric was there, wasn't it? Anyway, sort him out.
Be a really short game, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just decapitate you before you even got to the town.
What will happen, though, when I feel like when Elder Scrolls games get to the point, or I guess Bethesda in general gets to the point where all the weird, charming bugs and things are gone. Like, I feel it's going to be so, because they're so well known for that. Even Skyrim has them too. Like it's less ridiculous than Oblivion, but it's still very much there. Like it feels like if aliens tried to like represent humans, it would be like in a Bethesda game. You know, it's just everything's so uncanny and so like everything's yeah. But I feel like when that goes away, a lot of Bethesda's whole identity and like the charm of their games is going to go away too.
Yeah, after Fallout 4, I'm a bit worried because Fallout 4 was so drab.
Yeah, right.
I hope they don't carry on being like that. I got so bored of that game.
Yeah.
It doesn't worry me.
That actually brings us on to a good question though. So, if Bethesda came to you and begged you to come up with a concept for Elder Scrolls 6, what would you like to see in it?
I have always wanted to see Valenwood, as much as we've been hating on the Wood Elves. I think like all I know is that it's like there's like these massive pine trees, and they build like cities in the trees or something. And that sounds super cool to me. I don't know. I think because I grew up in a desert all my life, like anything with like lush forest and stuff is gonna like the opposite of where I live is gonna be cool to me. And Valenwood, I don't know. It just seems like it could be a beautiful place, and I would like to see a world with a lot of, if they could make Wood Elves cool, I think it could be really cool. Because like the idea of a Wood Elf, right? I know. Like the idea of a Wood Elf is cool to me, but they always like make it weird. And in Oblivion, they're like Santa's elves, and then in Skyrim, they're like aliens. Like they always make them. It's either too little or too much, or just like I don't know. If they could just have some very classic, almost like Lord of the Rings kinds of elves,
I can imagine. Valenwood, the Wood Elf town would be the most passive-aggressive place in Tamriel.
They're all Craig. What was his name? I forget who the voice actor's name is. I love that guy. If they're all you hear is the same guy just telling you to get
somebody
lost.
else. Bye.
Bye. And that's all you hear all the time.
Bye.
Oh man. Although I do think Orsinium or whatever could be cool.
Yeah, let's see
That'd
the
be
orcs.
intense. Yeah. I don't know.
Or Khajiits, go to Cat Town.
But what I always wished would happen, and I still would, like, I'm still holding out hope for this, is if Bethesda did an open world Star Wars game. I think that'd be so cool.
Oh, that would be mad. With all the bugs in place too, it'd be beautiful.
Right, exactly.
Imagine stormtroopers getting right up in your face going, "You've broken the law!"
Because they are good at creating a world. They pride themselves on it. I thought it was so funny how like the loading screens of, starting with Skyrim, all the loading screens of all their games, Fallout included, has just been like, here's an object in your face. Look at this cool object we made. You can look at it and turn it around. Like they're proud of all the little things they create to create like a culture and a world. And I think if they attributed all that like attention to detail to a Star Wars game, that'd be so cool. If you could just like walk around, it wouldn't even have to be like I wouldn't want like a No Man's Sky, like all the planets. If there was just like, I'd be happy with like, I don't know, 2 planets or something. But if you had that many like quests and that many people to talk to and that much possibility to just walk around and explore in like a Star Wars landscape, that'd be so cool.
Yeah. So we've just got 2 final questions to ask you. Quick questions. So the final one was, what was it like meeting Wes Johnson?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, it was. was super.
Was he impressed with your accent, with your Imperial Guard voice?
I was impressed with his. It was impressive to hear his in real life. Yeah, I mean the whole experience was so surreal because Max and I were already. We were amazed that we were so happy that he was going to ask to do it. I remember when we first decided, like, hey, what if we actually had Wes Johnson be in it? And because we had already written like most of the script, and we had the whole part where like the hunter, they find the hunter, and he's like, shh, don't spook the deer, and then he runs off. And I was like, and I already knew, like in my head, he was going to have a hood on or something, and it was just going to be like this quick little thing. And I remember when we got to the end of writing the script, which didn't take too long, but I was like, they're running from the Dremora, and I was like, oh my God, what if we had the hunter come back and, it's Wes Johnson? And of course, immediately Max was like, no way, that's not going to happen. What are you talking about? And because it was like, it's a crazy thing to ask him to like be, he's a busy guy. And obviously we live like on almost opposite ends of the country. So it was a big ask. But we had already worked a little bit with him on the first Oblivion in real life because he had given us some voice acting bits. He was the the shop owner kind of that does the PA announcement. Nerdmart is closing. He was that. So so this was almost kind of just one step further because like instead of just having his voice, we have literally him. And sure enough, we asked him. We described to him what it was going to be. We made sure that we could film it so it was just one single shot of him, to make it as easy for him and as easy for us, and just practically speaking. And yeah, he agreed to it. And like even when we thought that was like surreal, we get there and then we thought we were just going to be, like seeing him maybe like once just to say hi and get something to eat maybe, and then film, and then like that's it, because we knew he was a busy guy. But we ended up like hanging out with him the whole time. We got like almost every meal with him there. The only times we weren't like hanging out with him was when it was like nighttime when we got back to our hotel and we went to bed. But
that would have been weird, I think, wouldn't it?
Well, it was honestly, it felt like visiting a family member. When you go out of town to visit your uncle or whatever, it was really. He was there for us. He drove us everywhere. We got food. We watched a movie, and we just hung out. And he was the nicest guy. We went to one of his one of the Caps games. He's the announcer, the arena announcer, literally for the Washington Capitals, the hockey team. And we went to a game, and that was cool because it was this huge hockey arena, and he does like the exact same Cyrodiil arena announcer voice, and it was so cool to hear it in like a real arena. And he was like, you could see him in this little booth while he was doing it. It was so crazy. And yeah, he's just the nicest guy. Such a nice guy. You can tell that he enjoys the creative process as well. Like you could tell he wanted to see this thing come to life, and he wanted to be good in it. And that was all. It was more than we could ask for, but it was so great. Yeah.
Yeah. So, final question then. What's your favourite random piece of dialogue that comes to mind?
Oh, man, that's going to be...
Mine will always be Valen Drethlo is my favourite. The gods for you!
Oh, my gosh. I've been doing the Thieves Guild questline recently in my playthrough. And so I'll have to say all the different inflections of capital really make me laugh. Because sometimes it's like way too much capital, and then otherwise just capital. Like there's just so many different ways. And he says it so much. Like what's weird with the Thieves Guild is that your dialogue options are like either you're sucking up to him or you fucking hate him.
Yeah.
Like there's no in between. He asks you to do something. It's like, yes, of course, great master. Or it's like, I hate doing this. I hate you. So if you go through all the lines where you're like nice to him, every single thing he responds with is capital. So if you don't want to listen to the dialogue, you're spamming through the options, and you hear him just go capital, 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 capital. It's quite a trip.
That sounds amazing. To be fair.
Yeah.
always be Valen for me. That guy's the nastiest.
Yeah, Valen's iconic, man.
He's so nasty. What's his problem?
There's so many. Oh, another line is, I don't know what his problem is. He's just, he thinks he's gonna go like live on an island or something. I remember he's talking about, I'm gonna be sipping from coconuts on the Somerset Isles or something.
It depends who you start as.
Yeah.
Oh, a big.
The other funny, weird quote that I always joke about with my buddy is, it's from Muriel Septim, and it's when one of the guards, when you're obviously in the beginning of the game, one of the guards is like, we should get rid of that prisoner, they're going to be a problem. And then Muriel Septim was like, no, you can help us. You must help us. But if you play as a female character, it obviously says she, but it sounds like the she is like edited in. It's like he didn't actually say, it's always like the she is really loud. It's like, no, she can help us. She must help us. It's really weird. It's like super uncanny.
Real afterthought. Oh god, they can play as women! Oh shit!
Yeah, but they're already booked all the time for Patrick Stewart.
You can do a good Patrick Stewart.
We've got no time left. Somebody go shh, and we'll add it into the start.
Well, thank you for being a good sport and answering all our questions, including the one about the semi-corral.
Oh, Stu's got one more.
Oh, Stu's got one.
The Hieronymus Lex thing. How much... how shit the story was that it wasn't him. As the Great Wolf.
We had a conspiracy theory. Me, Stu, and Ryan did whilst playing Oblivion.
So much better.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Yeah. Do explain.
That Captain Hieronymus Lex of the Imperial Guard was after you. He had such a hard on for the Grey Fox when trying to catch him because in real life he was the Grey Fox. And we imagine this scene where he took off his helmet in slow motion. Is like, that's right. I'm the Grey Fox. And it never happened. Like, who the fuck's the Count of Anvil? And we were so angry.
Yeah, it's like, it got to the point where it's like, I'll show you who I am. And it's like, I'm just this fucking Count guy. Like, oh, that's disappointing.
Me and Ryan were
That is true. That's an interesting theory.
Like someone from Terminator,
cool.
like...
He does really hate the Grey Fox. And everyone else doesn't really give a shit about him. They say he's that thief, blasted thief, but otherwise they don't really care. But Hieronymus is
he's
really after him.
Oh, he's really real bee in his body.
It could have been, I saw the Grey Fox once having sex with my wife. Naked but had the mask on.
And then he stole all my pots and pans. Well, fair enough.
I love... Go ahead.
No, sorry, you finish.
I was just because I'm doing the Thieves Guild right now. There was that I don't know if you guys saw my tweet on LaFave Bros from the other day, but there's that little. It's so funny how they try to Oblivion really tries to immerse you as best as they can through the journal entries and stuff. And when you go to give him that reassignment letter that says he's going to be reassigned to Anvil, there's a little note in the journal that says I can't wait to see the expression on his face. And it's the dude, when he was writing that, he knew that there was going to be no expression on his face. And of course, as soon as you give Hieronymus the letter, he's like, oh, I can't believe this. And then if your disposition's high, he just smiles at you. It's just
smiles at you and walks off.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, exactly. He still has a lot of respect for you and just all right, I'm off to Anvil.
See you later.
It's so good.
I believe that is the real end of the interview then.
Yeah.
I suppose we had to run the old conspiracy theory by you. Well then, if you're still up for it, we could go and visit the Wizard's Tower and see what they've got to say.
Ooh, alright, I'm down.
We'll stare into this crystal ball and see what the Wizard's...
Somewhere in the dark and nasty regions where nobody goes stands the Wizard's Tower. Deep within this dank and uninviting place works Shart Select.
Hello.
Overworked employees of the wizards upstairs.
Stuart, milk me.
But that's nothing compared to horrors that lurk beneath the trash door. 'Cause there's always shit games down there. In the dark. Waiting to come out.
Ah, yes. It's another afternoon in the Wizard's Tower, and I'm drunk and tired after a long day of wizarding. Hello there, Masters Cumrag and Master Wizard.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello. I'm a bit worried that we seem to have summoned an Elder Scrolls guard into the room. Hello there, Elder Scrolls guard.
Greetings, my wizard friends.
Oh, hello. How interesting. So, I have some questions. Stop looking at me so uncannily like that, guard. Get out of my face.
Oh, you just need high charisma. Looks at me and he smiles, you see.
Oh, okay. He's just giving me a blank look. Anyway, never mind all that. It's all just the Morrowind magic or whatever. Let's just do what we always do at this time of the day and rate some video games. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. That's no problem, yes.
Get in there, Master Wizard.
I'm going to talk about Blood Bowl Chaos Edition.
Ah, yes.
Right. Who remembers Blood Bowl?
I remember it. There was a character called Riney Beard who was very good.
Yes. So it's a copy of the classic board game from the Warhammer universe. Essentially a mixture between American football and beating the shit out of each other.
Yes.
It's quite good, but I think the AI is a bit skew-iff in a way, because sometimes you can roll a 0 on a dice. How does that work?
Very good question.
Yes. It's like you can look at the log and it says you rolled a 0.
Not even XCOM's that bad.
No, but it's quite good, especially when a bit later on when you start getting better team players. So I'm currently playing as Skaven, rat people.
Ratty boys.
Yes, rat boys. And my two main receivers have extra arms and one has an extra head.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
I was made a homunculus like that. It was hilarious.
But it is, yes, it's very difficult, but it is good fun, especially if you're into the Warhammer type style games. But even if you're not, you should give it a try. Although the rules are very complex because it is Warhammer.
Of
it's
course.
always complex.
Like casting a spell.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it originally came out in 2012. They have released a sequel, but to me, it didn't seem as good. And the load times were very long because they polished the graphics up a lot.
Ooh.
And you couldn't speed up the time in between the AI playing and you.
This displeases me.
So I'm going to stick this one. I'll stick it in good.
Very good,
Oh.
my friend. So, who wants to go next after Master Wizard's lovely review?
Nose goes.
Yes, very well. You may lead, Mr. Imperial Guard, with your review.
I've only recently started playing Rocket League. I remember. Oh boy. Yeah.
Stop laughing, comrade.
I remember when I was a young boy. I would try to do something similar with my Hot Wheels. So
Hot Wheels? The guards play with Hot Wheels in the rest area?
yes, indeed. Before bed.
Ah, yes. I've done that before and used Fenrig's ass as hills.
So it's a fun idea. It's definitely addictive, and you have to have a strong team. But I'll be honest, I'm pretty ass at the game. I can never. I always think I'm going to hit the ball, and just at the right moment when I get there, the ball goes beside me. I miss it every damn time. And I'll be honest, the cars have a terrible turning radius. My 2001 Toyota Camry has a better turning radius than the cars in Rocket League.
Oh, dear.
And there are some people that are pretty damn good at the game. They can figure out how to jump and use their boost to get the ball when it's really high up in the sky. And I'll be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just drive around in circles until something happens. Or until my car makes contact with the ball, by happenstance.
It sounds like a very interesting but frustrating time for you guards to be playing this.
It can be very frustrating. I often find myself yelling curses at the ball. Like you're all flash and no fury. And I'll bleed you slow. Although I cannot blame my own faults on the game. So, although I'm, not had the best, most joyous experience with it, I will give it a good for its ingenuity. A simple idea, but an addicting idea, and a fun game overall.
Why didn't we employ these guards for our tower? I'll much prefer them to those elites of Halo.
Yes, the elites are a bit weird, aren't they?
Just a bit. Master Cumrag, it's your turn to review a game.
Okay, I'll review Bullet Storm Full Clip Edition.
Radio.
It's a remaster of
remaster of not a very old game.
Yes, one from the 360, just not even that long ago. It keeps a lot of the same. It's basically exactly the same game, just with 4K graphics. But I forgot how short it was. So I put a couple of hours into it, and I'm already halfway up to the big Godzilla fight. So I'll put this... Okay.
Very well. I still can't believe you throw Hot Wheels cars across my ass. I'll be having words with you about this, Master
Just be
Wizard.
glad we didn't get them stuck in the hole.
You did. There was a small Ford Mustang in there for 3 weeks. I thought it was a magic spell that had gone wrong. Anyway, I'm going to talk about a game from the mists of time. Back in the days of the Sega Master System. Sonic the Hedgehog 4, the Sega Master System, is what I will be reviewing. Picture, if you will, the scenario. You are a blue hedgehog, and he wears shoes and gloves, but nothing else. And
Kinky.
And he runs from left to right across a series of locales, avoiding robots, including Chugalongs. And he has to fight a portly man with a moustache who looks like Teddy Roosevelt at the end of every level. And he beats him every time, and then he wins. That is Sonic the Hedgehog. It has very good music, very earwormy music in your brain.
How did the jungle music go?
Do 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 doopy doopy doo like that. And I would give it a definite trip to the shard shelf. It would be higher, except it's aged. To be fair, it's aged pretty badly. But there you go. I think in the presence of our Imperial Guard friend, that is a good final review to put upon the shelf.
That's a fine review.
Thank you. And now we must send you back to the Imperial City from whence you came.
But here, you can take some of my Hot Wheels with you.
Yes, hang on a minute.
Not that one.
Oh, sorry.
Not that one. That's my favourite.
Oh, you can have it back later then. Very well. Thank you for visiting, Mr. Imperial Guard. Come on, everyone. Let's go and party.
Oh my gosh!
And that was the Wizards.
Beautiful.
I didn't know that they found that Imperial Guard. That's very good timing, considering our guest is a...
It's also it's very convenient. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens every time. I don't know how it happens, but... Well, thank you very much for being our guest, Emmett. It's been fantastic having you.
Thank you guys for having me. Yeah.
Right, so everybody, you've been listening to Shart Select. You can find us on Twitter and all the other socials at Shart Select Pod. We're also on a Patreon, www.patreon.com/Shart Select. And we've also had a very, very, very special guest today, Emmett LaFave.
Hey, thanks for having me on, and I'm glad to be here. And if you want to check out more of my stuff I do with Max on YouTube, you can check out LaFave Bros. And if you want to check out more like comedy skits and stuff I do with my friends, you can check out also on YouTube Unfazed Review. And if you want to check out my music, you can either just on YouTube or on Spotify or anything else, just type in my full name, Emmett LaFave, EMMETT LAFAVE.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on. It's been an absolute delight.
Yeah, this is fun, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, and also, we're back on YouTube again now, so watch our videos there, please. Right then. Okay, best all curl up in this big bed and get some sleep.
Yeah.